Hello, welcome back to another video. I am Laila and today's video is an honor to freedom of speech. In history, freedom of speech was first documented in the Magna Carta in 1215 and has since then been documented in many laws and regulations worldwide. Freedom of speech is the 19th article in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that I discussed in a previous video. This right states that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. So, in simple words, everyone has the right to have their own opinion and voice this opinion. This also counts for finding and receiving information to back up your opinions and give yourself more knowledge. In the Western world, we are used to being able to voice our opinions on social media, among friends, at work, in the classroom, and basically everywhere. No matter how weird the opinion is, you are always allowed to speak it. But as normal as it is for us, as privileged it is for other parts of the world to be able to have some freedom of speech. If you look at the extremes, the first thought of many will probably go to a country such as North Korea. In this country, there's little to no freedom of speech as expected in dictatorial nations. If you voice your opinion that is wayward from the mainstream views, you can face serious repercussions, not only for you, but also your whole family. But even something as simple as watching a South Korean or Western movie or listening to music that is not from North Korea is illegal. Sadly, North Korea is not the only country in the world where freedom of speech is seriously limited. In recent events of the arrests of the journalist and blogger Roman Protasevich by Belarus or the Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny are examples of how countries that are seen as more Western still act with power of government to its citizens that do not agree with said government's views and practices. Where I would be acceptable to voice proudly that I am supporting the opposition of the government in my home country of the Netherlands, I could get arrested for it in countries such as Belarus or Russia. There are certain benchmarks that show when a country has little or no freedom of speech. Some examples are the limitation of foreign broadcasts and correspondence, the blocking of certain websites, absence of independent or privately owned media, restrictions on journalist movements, and more. Although there are laws on the freedom of speech, there is a counterside to it. This shows itself in hate speech. For example, in the United States of America, hate speech is protected by the First Amendment in their Constitution. This is the Amendment on Freedom of Speech, Religion, and the Press. This amendment more so shows itself as protection of speech, which means that what would qualify as hate speech in other Western countries is technically legally protected under this First Amendment. So, in short, why is freedom of speech so important? First and foremost, because it is a foundation to many other human rights. Another reason is that free press helps inform the public, and an informed public in a democratic society builds stronger democracies. Elections will be fairer, and when properly allowed, journalism can discover truths and hold powerful interests accountable. And a personal important point is with freedom of speech, marginalized and minority issues can be heard. And finally, without freedom of speech, there is no cornerstone to create a healthy and vibrant arts culture, such as comedy, cartoons, literature, theater, and more.